Station time for your Royal Hustler, and today I'm joined by I don't even know what to say because we actually come a very long way. So much so that I was reminded when I was still a fledgling little youngling in this world. We had met already, and he was one of my earlier teachers within the space of the arts and the creatives. Yeah. I was very creative when I was younger. Now, undoubtedly one of Namibia's most gifted and long-serving visual artists and musicians, Ndasuunye Shikongeni, or affectionately known as Papa Shikongeni, is a renowned artist who has spent many years practicing and perfecting his talent. He's the founder of the Tulipamwe International Artist Workshop and boasts many accolades throughout his career. His works has seen him tour extensively, participating in numerous group exhibitions in South Africa, Botswana, the UK, Germany, China, and Russia. His latest work, an art piece that earned him the second prize at the Bank Windhoek Triennial, is currently on exhibition at the National Art Gallery of Namibia. And so we are going to have a conversation with him this morning. A very good morning, Papa. Thank you so much for being our Royal Hustler on 99 FM.
No, greetings and humble greetings to all, and also for those who are going to listen today.
Now, getting straight into it, tell us a bit about yourself. What don't we know about you? Where were you born? Where were you raised?
What people don't know about me is that I was born in Windhoek, those years of the colonies, and I grew up in Okahanja with my late grandmother, Kukufina Simeoni. So I lived in Okahanja for my life as a concert boy, as a drawer, as a small boy. So I came back to Windhoek when I realized my mom and my father, when they came first time, because I thought my grandmother was my mother all the time.
Right.
So when I saw them in 81, I thought, this is my mother and my father. So I had to stole myself with the Vekarapi bus to Okahanja. I steal myself from Okahanja. So I came to school at Mandume School, where I also became an artist, because we had Mr. Philip Nyambali was an art teacher. So already when I was small, I was attending shell art competitions. So from there, I went to Namtuni School. From Namtuni School, I make a miss call at Eshipena because I have to leave the country. So Eshipena was just a miss call because Liberation struggle that time, 87.
Right.
As young people, it was a movement. So, and my father was one of those people who were mobilizing the people and taking people into exile. So I ended up into exile, and then I could not go to school because my father already spoke to them that that guy must be a warrior.
Right.
So I ended up with my small age 16 into an army of plant fighters, infantry. So from there I came back to Namibia, but I was on my way to Russia, but the spiritual sickness came into me. I know that people will not understand it, but for those who are spiritual will understand. So I went into realm for a month. I was not alive, so only my friends told me that, we already celebrated that you were dead. So I came back then in June 89, repatriation that time, and landed to what was that time? It was Jechies Tradom. Now it's Hoseaku Tako. So it was a surprise. After I leave the plane, I was healthy again.
Right.
So I was sick. So from there, I then was struggling to get some job. You know, when you come from exile, you want to be a police or you want to be in the army. You know, life is new and you need to survive. And I was very young. So I think my sisters were not good with me getting a job.
Right.
So I could always fail. My friends get into the army, get to there, but then I realized it was my calling to art. So I went to my grandmother. And then she told me I was an artist, drawing and singing concerts in Okahanja.
Yeah.
So from there I became an artist.
So that's a bit of a resume. Now, your biggest dreams. You started off as a young man, as a child, drawing in the creative. So those creative juices were already flowing when you're young, and because of the times that we were as a country, certain things had to happen. Do you perhaps remember at all were the arts just what you wanted to do ever since you were a child, or did you aspire to pursue a different career?
No, one cannot say in that time of us that you had a dream or a vision, because there was a system that was already controlling you. So your dream was cut when you was told that you have to go to school. And if you have to go to school in those years, either you become a doctor, a lawyer, a nurse, or a teacher.
Right.
So in my time, that time, I wanted to be a lawyer. You see, it was not my dream. It's what you were found because you were put in a cave within the system of education. So the dreams were not there. So that's why when I came to exile, I found out that I'm an artist. So from my grandmother. So then I decided to take the art and become an ambassador. It's like I changed my weapon, the gun that I was in exile, into art. So I wanted to mobilize and free the people mentally with my art. Yeah, so I cannot say I was having a dream that time because the life was not easy.
It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
When you wake up every morning, every day, what gets you out of bed? What motivates you to get out of bed and to pursue and to continue the work that you're busy with?
What motivates me that time and this time is to give my skills into the young people. That was my motivation, to see how young people can carry the arts and how can they become sustainable through the arts and cultural, you know. So, and the other thing is the sun. When the sun rises, that's the one that gives me hope and faith. Because I know if I don't see the sun, then it means I'm gone.
Right.
So my morning is the sun.
Your morning is the sun.
Yeah.
You mentioned that one of the things that do get you out of bed is being able to impart your skills and your knowledge to young people. Keeping that in mind, what has been and what is still the most fulfilling part of your work? And again, to the earlier point or to the earlier question.
So my abilities is always to transform my knowledge and skills to the young people, and also my wisdom and knowledge to the world, meaning that I exhibited in the world. It was the aim to market Namibia and also as an ambassador for Namibian arts and culture, because in the past art was more within our brothers and sisters, meaning the white people, the German people. So for me as a young black child from the post-independence, so I decided to fulfill that, the ability that I need to give it to my people. And mostly they used to say disadvantaged artists, you know, local artists. Up to today, they call people local artists. I don't understand what is local.
Yeah.
You know, art for me is international because God is international.
Yeah.
You know, so for me, that was my fulfillment, to make sure that arts and craft was implemented, you know, and I was one of those founders that started to mobilize art in schools, in all the schools in Namibia.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is my abilities and my fulfillment up to today as I'm doing at the College of the Arts, is to give that knowledge to the young people, because I think the young people need to understand the arts and culture, and the knowledge of arts. And so we need to develop that in the school system for the healthier of our young generation and for the next generation. Yeah.
I wanted to quickly say we're going to go to a quick break, but what I wanted to do, if you would allow me, I want to play something by you. It's a song called Nkadona Wanje. I want to play that just so that we can just also get a artistic representation of your work and the work that you put out before we get to talk about the prize and the work that you're currently doing that is on exhibition at the National Art Gallery. Sounds of Hishishi Papa coming through with Umkadona Wanje. Yeah, so it is a beautiful, beautiful song. Just talk to us about the song, this specific song. What does it speak to, and what does it speak about?
It speaks about the generation, when I realized that the generation of today, when it comes to love, they abuse women through music.
Right.
Videos, you know, they make my queen, my mother, nakedness. So for me, I wanted to sing a song that will make a mother to care and worry, and not to worry about me as a man.
Right.
Because most of the young men, when I sing about that song, is that sometimes we go with friends and then we just happen to be there drunk. And then your girlfriend will think maybe when you are drunk, you're going to have another girlfriend. So then that it was about that she must not worry, you know, not in Birirwaka, because I just went with my friends, but I'm not drinking. But I realized when I was sitting with them that I missed her.
Yes.
So I have to go back. So for me, is that giving that pride to the woman that you must never worry where I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about music that you have done and that you were doing, it just came to light that you have a feature with the I don't even know what to say with the legendary Yvonne Chaka Chaka. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I came to featuring with Yvonne Chaka Chaka after the matter of Black Lives Matters, after that brother in America. So with Mziwa Africa, one of the journalists in South Africa, he was a journalist, so he's also having a studio of music. So he contacted me and then I asked me if I can make up a song about Black Lives Matters. So I had then to create the music, you know, with Elvo first and then go to Arafat and then get Celia or TJ to back me on vocalist, you know. So, and then I also have Rodriguez. So I had to change the music to my taste,
right?
More traditional music. So I also had to change the lyrics not to sing about Black Lives Matters. So I changed it, all people's life matters, including you and me. It does not matter you black, you white, because for me, it's a human being. Yeah, so after that, I sent my music to Mzi, and then he then contacted the legendary Yvonne Chaka Chaka. And I could see the video that he sent me, that when she heard the sound, the rhythm, the dynamic of it, she just felt like to go on the mic and also make a video for herself. So for me, it was a blessing to see that she'd been coming and playing to Namibia for chess festivals. But I know it was a shock for her that there's a Namibian that you never see on stage or participating in this, what you call the City of Windhoek festival, chess festival.
Right.
So she was very blessed, and I'm also blessed for me to take part with the legendary Yvonne Chaka Chaka.
Yeah.
Because I was a small child, you know, in the 80s.
I can only imagine. I wish I could share a stage with her. I'll just go crazy. I'm like, wow. So your work is a perfect representation of Namibian culture as well as heritage. What would you say is the most important, or the importance of representation of our cultural heritage and contemporary Namibian art?
For me, it's not that the phrase, what is the importance of culture? There's never something that is important. You are already culture. The important is you as a human to respect your culture, to embrace your culture, to become who you are, you know. And because we are living in the alien culture, the Western culture that has been brought to us, you know, we have lost that culture. And then that's why nowadays they come up with new words of contemporary cultural arts, you see. So we are mostly, if we don't look carefully, we flow like a wind. We flow where the Western are taking us all the time.
Right.
You know, contemporary. So for me, I look at contemporary when I look at craft of the San people, the Himba, the Ovambo people, the Zambezi people. For me, it's contemporary. Because contemporary means to me something you've never seen before.
Yeah.
So if the Western come to Africa and see the carving of the Himba people or the jewelry making, that's contemporary because they never seen it before. But because of the term of the Western terms and the curator, they always want to make us think that we don't have contemporary art. We've been in contemporary art a long time and still today. So for me, it's only that it's then for us as young people, the young people of this continent and Namibia, have to start now, go back to the roots, craft and art, and then fuse it or mix it, and that is contemporary to me, and mix it with the modern material and the time. Yeah. You see? Yeah. That's what I'm looking at. So.
No, that's absolutely powerful. Yeah. We are out of time, unfortunately, but before we let you go, moving forward, what are some of your hopes for the future of Namibia and heritage and culture and the arts and the whole creative space, if I may?
For me, it's just that if the youth can propel and embrace the cultural heritage, norms and values towards their names and languages, and as well the beliefs of the gifted talent that they were given by the Almighty Himself, that's only the thing that I'm looking, the vision that I'm looking, that we as Africans and the young upcoming Africans, you have a gift that is your culture and tradition and heritage. But if you can go back and then bring it to the society, the world outside there want to know us who we are through arts and culture. And we have to embrace that as youth, not being brainwashed and mentally slave within culture that we inherited And we think that is our culture.
Yeah.
You see, if we bring our cultures into schools, that's what I want to see. Because then we'll start to be human again. Because in our culture, it's not only there's negativity.
Right.
In our culture, there's Ubuntu. And that Ubuntu will make us to be one people, not this one Namibia that does not exist. You see, it's a myth to me. So if we can bring that into schools, our cultural heritage and also our herbs or traditional healers into our Ministry of Health and also the way of hunting. I always say that the culture of hunting or tourism, who must be in forefront, is supposed to be the son, the owner of this land.
Yes.
So for me, that's culture.
Yes.
So all that is what I'm looking at and visioning, that if Namibians in the future could think like that, and that is not only the leader, it is the youth. If the youth can turn around the table, then I think our elders then will realize that they have made a mistake to ignore the culture that they're supposed to teach you or parent you.
Papa, thank
Yes,
you
my brother.
so much. This has been very inspirational. Sibo, I'm going to be practicing. You're going to be seeing me very culturally from now on. I am who I am because we are Ubuntu, all the way the words are from Papa. Again, thank you very much for joining us on the program, and wishing you all the best. And we'll definitely touch base with you, hear what you have to say moving forward.
More blessings to everybody, and love you, Namibia.
Thank you.
Royal Hustlers was proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.